This is West Ham Unofficial. Come on, you Irons. Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial for the Leeds versus West Ham preview Premier League. The game's some point tomorrow. Is it 3 o'clock? Something like that, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, 3 o'clock.
Yeah. 3 o'clock on a Saturday again. There we go. We are here for the preview. Firstly, I'm joined by Athos32, the man himself. He's back. He's back creating FIFA content, and he's back here. Tom, how are you?
I'm not too bad, mate. I'm not too bad. Obviously, you've just watched me throw my dinner down with myself very quickly. But yes, I'm here. I'm ready to talk about football with my old pal Ed.
There you go. And we are joined by Ed from All Things Leeds, who is, of course, a Leeds fan. Ed, how are you?
Very well, very well. Looking forward to this chat. I didn't realise Tom was going to be on this, but now he is. I'm looking forward to it a lot more now.
There we go. Let's see who's in the chat, and then we will get cracking. The disabled team hope you well. Trev Tube, Ken says only about 5 a.m. alarm sorted, then off. I'm just slightly looking forward to it. Like a kid, like Christmas. 5 a.m. to get up to Leeds. That's a early start for you, Ken. Early start. Gaza's in her as well. Gaza, hope you. Oh, wrong comment. Gaza, hope you're well. Tufty as well. Hope you're well. Our 4th game in 9 days. Is it that? Christ. And afternoon, everyone. Hope you're well. Danny. 4th game in 9 days, but we seem to have coped with it quite well in the last couple of weeks, Tom.
Yeah, it's been really good. And I'm pleased that, we got the result that we did, obviously, at Man United the other day, but he was able to sort of rotate 10 first-team players out of the team. And I think that's the position that we're in at the moment, is that, we can replace a man for a man and they'll still do a job. They still fight for David Moyes, that spirit that we've obviously earmarked so many times that we've not had for such a long time. But I thought to a man the other night, everybody was incredible against Man U. And even Issa Diop, we all thought, the only reason he performed well is because he was next to Kurt Zouma away in Europe last week. And then he put in a man of the match performance the other night. So, I'm really impressed. And thankfully, like we said, we've managed to come through unscathed, other than Ryan Fredericks' injury. But everybody's fit and hopefully raring to go on tomorrow afternoon.
Definitely. Ed, talk us through your season so far. How's it gone?
It's not gone too great, to be honest. Only 3 points picked up this season with 3 draws. Not good at all, really. And at the moment, we've got quite a lot of players out. Levante, Cork and Bamford are injured for definite tomorrow. There was footage of the Leeds players going into the hotel tonight earlier on Twitter, and Rafinha looked like he was limping, so he might be out. Then you've got Struijk who's injured. So we've got 3 centre-backs out. The only senior centre-back available is Liam Cooper.
Liam.
But I'm hoping Charlie Cresswell, who played really well for Leeds in the Cup on Tuesday away at Fulham, hope he starts tomorrow, really. It would be great to see him instead of him trying to put Calvin in centre-back again, because we don't really have anyone else play midfield, really. I think Forshaw's fit, but do you play in there? Probably not. So... we need to keep Calvin in midfield. So, for me, I think we need to go Charlie Cresswell. But, it's going to be a lot of selection headaches, really, for Bielsa in terms of, where to put players. But, the season's not going too great at the moment, unlike you guys. You guys are flying again this season.
Yeah. It just does seem like one big party. But in terms of one of the big misses is Patrick Bamford. How's Bielsa going to handle this? Is it just Patrick Bamford up front, or have you got backup options to come in?
Well, we've got Rodrigo, who's our club record signing, £27 million last summer. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know who Rodrigo is. Very decent striker. Was Spain's number 9 for quite a lot of years. Hasn't really hit the ground running at Leeds yet. Last season, he did have quite a lot of injuries. I think he got COVID at one point, but he ended last season quite well with 4 goals in 4 games. And, you know, it might have been an unpopular opinion, but going into this season, I would have started Rodrigo at number 9 based off how we finished last season playing at number 9. But obviously, you know, Bamford's kept that position. But now he's injured. We can see how Rodrigo can do at number 9, really. In the Premier League, we've seen him in cup competitions play, you know, as the lone striker, and he hasn't really done well. But I don't know, in the Premier League, he may, you know, he may do a bit better. You know, I think he does a lot better against higher quality opposition, which just makes no sense at all. But I think that's the type of player he is.
Yeah. Let's have a look in the chat. Andy, evening, you're checking in from the pub. Hope you're well. Kent says it's a long trip with tomorrow. We've managed to get some fuel. That's good, despite the madness. Good, you got fuel, so you're definitely getting up there and back. Ken, what happens in the middle? Who knows? Let's scroll down. Trev Tube, hope you're well. Says looking forward to the Leeds game. I think Mortis managed the compressed fixture schedule very well. Just Fredericks injured indeed. Good chance of getting 3 points tomorrow. Can't underestimate Leeds, but to be perfectly honest, they are an average side. What would you say to that, Ed?
I mean, based on this season, we are really. We're probably below average, really. You know, just one place above the relegation zone. Yeah, we haven't been too great. So that is an accurate description of our team based off the season, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Rebecca, hope you are well. How long is Fredericks out for? I don't think it's massively long. There was some sort of update put out on Twitter today that he's not going to be available for tomorrow, but hopefully we can have him back for the Europa League game. We don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Daya, hope you are well. Tom, are you feeling confident for this game? Leeds are a funny side, and do you think that their go, attack mentality is going to play into our hands?
To be honest with you, it's probably the best person to have on here, the one who probably sit on the fence the most, because I love Leeds, realistically. Obviously, I mean, I've lived with a Leeds fan the last few years when I was at uni, and obviously I went to uni there, and so obviously I know Ed, so it has a soft spot for me, and I actually enjoy watching them. So I don't think you can ever be really comfortable against Leeds, because Marcelo Bielsa for me is exactly like what David Moyes is. He's an obsessionist almost with how he wants it, and I think anybody, and we saw this last season, could sort of step into that Leeds team and quite comfortably fill the role if somebody, you know, was left out. You know, he wants the possession-based football. He wants to open up the pitch. He wants to, you know. So I don't necessarily think, even if they made a couple of changes, that that we can overlook them. And I think obviously, you know, the injuries, I think, is probably the only downside you could say about Marcelo Bielsa, is that he likes to operate with a very small squad, and he does operate with a lot of youth team players on his bench at times, and we've seen that. So maybe that it will play a factor into it. But as Ed said, I you know, Charlie Cresswell, by all accounts, from what I saw on social media from the fans, actually had an incredible game the other day for them, and you know, it is still tough. So all of me wants to say that, oh yeah, we'll go there on current form and we'll bop them off the park, but I don't think it's that simple against the Marcelo Bielsa team.
Yeah.
Plus, we are always been and have been the team that if somebody hasn't won a game, or somebody hasn't scored, or somebody hasn't done something, step in West Ham. So Leeds haven't won a game this year. Step in West Ham. That'll probably be the first win. That's usually how it works with West Ham. I'm not going to lie. Everybody knows it.
Yeah, it is. It is usually how it works. But what would you say? Would you say, Tom, that we're a new West Ham and we're past that? We're past that stage, or do you think West Ham's just going to be West Ham and it'll happen tomorrow?
All of me wants to say that will happen, but putting my West Ham cap back on, I don't think there is that anymore, and that's really weird, because we're going into every single game. Obviously, you know how it is, Jay. Every single game at the minute, we feel like we can take something from it. You know, we drew against Man City in the Cup. In years past, you know, we've probably thought, oh crap, we're going to get walked off the park. But last season, we gave Man City 2 incredible games, both home and away. And even John Stones afterwards was like, credit, you can see why they're performing as well as they are. So there is obviously, I know we all keep banging on about it at the minute, but there is a different mentality about this West Ham side compared to any that I've ever known in my lifetime. So yeah, I think I'm positive. I genuinely, I don't actually have a bad word to say about David Moyes, other than the Mark Noble situation last weekend for the penalty. I didn't agree with that. But no, I think after the Man United result, perfect time to go in. Players are fresh and confidence is high again.
Yeah. Let's take some comments. Rebecca says Leeds are one of those teams that you can't sit back and assume to win. Steve, thank you very much for the £1 donation. Greatly appreciated. Jack, I hope you are well. We'll win it if Areola starts. Fabianski is a good keeper, but he might concede a goal. Not a howler, but can't blame him type incident. Yeah, I mean, Tom, we'll come to you for that one. Areola or Fabianski straight off the bat?
Areola. that save that wasn't a save against Juan Mata's shot the other day, and I've never seen a keeper fly in the air like he did. Honestly, I couldn't believe it. He literally he nearly hit his head on the crossbar. That was how high he jumped during that sort of scenario. And Fabianski's on the way out, but we all know that Moyes has a soft spot for Fabianski, so it wouldn't shock me. But do I prefer Areola over Fabianski? Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Ed, as a fan base on a whole with Leeds, do you like the attack mentality, or would you prefer sometimes just for them to rein it in slightly?
A cheeky Burnley performance.
No, I do. I love the way Bielsa sets the team up to play, no matter who it's against. You know, we go out and we just do our own thing. You know, people say, "Oh, he needs a plan B." He doesn't. We just stick to the one plan. And, you know, we do see it sometimes as well. You know, last season against Man City, went down to 10 men. We sat back for quite a lot of that second half and ended up nicking the win. So, yeah, I love the way Bielsa sets the team up. Best football I've seen ever at Leeds United, and he's a club legend. I just love Bielsa. So, yeah, not a bad word to say about him. The only thing I will say, and Tom brought it up earlier, the fact that he loves working with small squads. Obviously, now we're suffering the consequences from having a small squad, really, you know, with all these defensive injuries. But the U23s, they're, you know, a really good group of players, back-to-back promotions. So in the PL2 Division 1 and the youth team level. And yeah, they're really good players, and they all kind of work together, the U23s and first team, so they all play the same type of football. So yeah, if Cresswell has to step in. What was that, Tom?
I was going to say, Bielsa's there, isn't he, as well, pretty much for every youth team game he can go to, because he is the obsessionist.
Yeah. I mean, Bielsa pretty much lives at Thorpe Arch, really. And so when the U23s play at Thorpe Arch, he's there watching them. Yeah, and 23s can step in, but obviously it's a big jump from youth team football to first team football. So, yeah, if we had a couple more, you know, senior players to choose from, it probably would have been more ideal. But we just need to see how tomorrow goes, really.
Yeah. Let's take some comments. James says, Leeds are a very good team. I'll bite your hand off for another 1-0 to the Claret and Blue. Rebecca says, more Moyes will start Fabianski. Areola blew my mind, but I'll still be starting Fab. Scott, I hope you're well. Quick hello from a super chef on a busy Friday night. Hope you're well, Scott. Chef is in the building indeed. Trev Hughes says, yeah, I agree. Moyes has a lot of faith in Fab. He does, Trevor. I'm not mad about it, but I think we benefit from starting Areola more and not just the cup games. The debate, let's talk about it. Rice or Phillips, Tom?
Oh, no. I can't. Listen, last year, obviously, before the Euros, I was fully on the Rice hype train, but at the same time, I've told you why I love Leeds itself, and I know how good a player Calvin Phillips was because I was watching him with a guy on our course, Marco, who I used to live with, who Ed would know, and I was watching Leeds week in, week out anyway. So I know how Rice and Phillips both play. I love how they both play. But after the Euros, I genuinely can't split them because they're so good together, especially in that little pivot in midfield for England. They're so good. But if I'm pushed to choose one over the other, it would probably be Declan Rice for only by a small bit.
Ed, who would you be going for?
I hate this argument. Like, it was funny a few years ago, but now that Calvin's played in the England squad alongside Declan Rice in that midfield, they're a great partnership. And I just think we just need to appreciate that they're both very good midfielders. Calvin Phillips does his job superbly at Leeds United and very well at England when he's part partnered with Declan Rice for England. They both do a very good job, and Rice does great for West Ham. They're both great players for each club, and obviously I'm a Leeds fan, so obviously I'd prefer Phillips.
The thing is as well, they're both different players in what they do. Largely Phillips is on a lot of the set pieces, or I don't know if he still is, but used to be on a lot of the set pieces and stuff. Likes to try to get further forward. Obviously, the last few years we've seen Deck want to add that to his game, especially like the goal at the start of the season and towards the back end against Southampton when he sort of took the ball forward and under the keeper's legs. But I still see them as very, very different midfielders. That's why I can't decide, because they're both great in their own right. Period. It's just difficult.
I see. I think they're quite similar. They're both good at defending, and they're both good going forward. Calvin plays more advanced when he plays for England.
That's what I mean. I still prefer, if we were talking about two going forward, I'd take Calvin over Deck any day.
Yeah. Going forward, I'd take Calvin, and defending. Yeah, I think Declan Rice probably is a better defender, but I mean they're both great midfielders. So
there we go. That's the way to do it. One's better in attack, one's better in defence. There we go.
There we go.
Then everybody's a winner.
Everybody's a winner. Jack says I'd start Bowen right wing as well. He played really well against Man United. Yeah, just to touch on Bowen, Tom, I think so far this season he's been excellent.
He's been incredible. Yeah, it's such a shame that he's not got his goal yet this season, because he's deserved it so much. After the game the other day, I was watching Sky Sports just for a couple of minutes after it finished before I went back upstairs, and I was listening to what the Man United lady that was there. I think obviously she must have had connections to the club. I don't know what her name was, but she was saying, look at the difference. That Bowen is everything that Anthony Martial's not. And look at the price tag that comes on Martial's head. Bowen does not stop running for 90 minutes. And he's always trying to make those runs in off of the last man, which makes it incredibly difficult. And his goal will come. But if he keeps up the way he is, this is why Gareth Southgate supposedly has been looking, at him potentially to come into the England squad. And you can see why. He needs hopefully to get that goal under him, either this week or in the Europa League. But yeah, nobody deserves a goal more than him right now.
Yeah, definitely. Let's have a look at the chat. Rebecca says, after seeing them together, you can't compare them. They're both so good. Gary, I hope you are well. Should give the Poodle Crow some game time, maybe the last 20 minutes. So Creswell's going to be up against Creswell tomorrow. That's going to be a nightmare for the commentator as well. I don't think they look alike and they're on different teams, aren't they? But the Creswell Derby, some people will be calling it. Gary says, I will bring Bowen off the bench. He must be knackered. Bless him. Ed, who should we fear going into the game? Putting the injuries to the side and what you've got left, who should we fear?
Well, I think Jack Harrison might be back. He missed the last couple of games due to COVID, so I don't know if he's back or not. But if he is, he could be one to watch. He has good games, and then he has his bad games, but he could be good tomorrow. We need to wait and see. Obviously, Rodrigo playing at number 9, which I think is definitely his better position. He's way better up front than in the midfield. Click as well. He scored the penalty against you, didn't he, at Ellen Road last season? He's instrumental in that midfield for Leeds, so he could cause a few problems. And Rafinha, definitely, if Rafinha's fit and he starts, he will cause you problems. But if not, then we've got Dan James, and we need to see how he does. It'll be a second game at Ellen Road if he does play. Obviously came on in that 3-0 loss to Liverpool when we were, I think, 2-0 or 3-0 down. And it's not really a game which you could have done much in when we had 10 men and we were already 2-0 down. So, he could have a good game tomorrow. But we need to wait and see who he selects, really, because we haven't got a clue. I mean, if Tyler Roberts starts, I've not got any confidence at all.
I was just about to say Tyler Roberts is the danger man just to annoy Ed, but he's stolen that one from
me. He's definitely not the danger man. You do not need to worry about Tyler Roberts at all.
He'll go and score tomorrow now. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Tom, are you unhappy or happy to see your favourite Leeds player not going to be involved, Robin Koch, tomorrow?
Listen, Robin Koch, what a lad. What a lad. Won't forget that stream anytime soon. I think that's the key for us, realistically, tomorrow. I think there's a few things. One is, if Charlie Cresswell does play back there, how's he going to deal with Antonio, who has had a week's rest, which is really tough, especially like to Liam Cooper and that. he's really going to have to be very good against Antonio, because otherwise Antonio's going to have his way and he's going to bully people. It's the reason why I've captained him tomorrow in my FPL, because I think he's going to bully.
He's captained on mine as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've got Ronaldo in my FPL team. I think he's going to bully him. Really, I do. So I think that's key for us. I also think that Dan James versus Cresswell battle could be an issue. Obviously, we've seen how Cresswell isn't great with dealing with pace at times. Be interesting to see if Zuma starts potentially to help him back there, because he was just an immovable object against Man United last week. He was absolutely incredible. But other than that, nothing. I don't. And again, this is more just to the injuries and everything else. I don't really feel that much of a threat. The only thing I could think of is maybe if Leeds get a goal and then all of a sudden Ellen Road, obviously the atmosphere gets involved. That's going to be a big plus for Leeds tomorrow. It's going to be raucous. It's proper old ground. It's whether that gets on top of the players, and we'll see if that mentality is, it is as good as we all think it is, and it's not going to be affected by going a goal behind and having the crowd against you. So, no, I'm wary, but I'm not as wary as if Leeds were fully fit, and put it that way.
Yeah. Let's take some questions. The disabled team, thank you very much for the £1 in the super chat. Can you get Paella and Estrella in Leeds? I hope so. What a song, honestly, what a song. That was good. Came for the football chat, stay for the rubbing objects. Of course you did, Rebecca. Of course you did.
Yeah, you did.
I had Ronaldo in my fantasy for the team once.
There's a story to that. There's a story to
Is
that. Just because we're in a league, in a fantasy draft league, and first week when Lukaku came, we put a transaction in and we didn't think that Rebecca was going to get Lukaku, because it's like it goes from last to first in terms of order who can pick it up. So she got Lukaku. So then when Ronaldo came in, I was like, right, I'll get Ronaldo, or we'll both put in for Ronaldo, and if either of us gets him, then we'll transfer Ronaldo to me, basically. And then she ended up getting that Ronaldo as well, so I stole it off of her, basically. It's a very boring backstory, but just so it makes sense.
There we go. Let's have a look at the comments. Gary says Antonio will be like King Kong with all this rest. Good luck against him. Are you fearing him, Ed? Mikel Antonio, he's on cracking form. He's back after a week and a half rest. He is the beast is being unleashed tomorrow on Leeds.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to seeing Antonio go up against Liam Cooper. Definitely, Liam Cooper struggles against pace. He got absolutely bullied by St. Maximan the other week, and yeah, I'm not looking forward to that at all. I really like Antonio. He's a really good striker, and I've loved watching. I think he started at right back, then moved to right wing, and now he's at strike, and he's a really good forward, and he's got pace, he's got strength. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. I do fear Antonio, definitely, and he probably will score, which is but no, I'm hoping he has a quiet game, but we need to wait and see.
Yeah. In a nutshell, I was bullied into giving it.
Yeah, basically.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see Antonio back. He has been very missed. Oh, definitely. You could tell that. You can tell that in the game he was out. Antonio and his cardboard cut out an unbeatable pair. Trev, thank you very much for the $5. Cheers, Jake, for all your work on the channel. We're all happy hammers at the moment, so pleased with our team. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. Right, quick fire, Tom. Let's walk through your West Ham starting lineup then. So Fabianski or Areola?
This is what I want, not what David Moyes is going to go with.
What you want.
Areola in goal.
Yeah.
Soufal, Zuma on the right, Ogbonna on the left, Cresswell at left back, Rice and Souček in midfield.
Yeah.
Benrahma one side, Fornals the other side. Oh no, sorry, Benrahma through the middle, Fornals on the left, Bowen on the right, Antonio through the middle.
I agree. It's our strongest team, and it's probably what we're going to see tomorrow.
Wouldn't shock me if he put Vlasic in for Bowen, though, and that's the only one I think I'm a bit, and Fabianski. But other than that, I think they're the only two realistically that would be different.
Yeah, I can see Ed is trembling there at the fact that we're going to put out our first team tomorrow, and and that is it. Tom, who's our key player for tomorrow? Who's gonna make the difference?
You'd probably said obviously Antonio, really, because obviously hopefully will be the difference. And I think obviously, as I just said there, I think obviously against Liam Cooper and potentially Cresswell, whoever else, I think that's really it, to be honest with you. And I think Ben Rama as well was obviously a massive key for us. He's sort of helped Antonio. The two of them are obviously on the same page this season, which is really good. So, but no, obviously I think every single week, our main man realistically is Antonio. And, as long as he doesn't get injured and he can get into the game early by sticking a few elbows in and doing nothing daft to get sent off again, then obviously he is the number one man.
Yeah. No Yarmolenko. Yes, I've had my monthly bout of Yarmolenko in the last week. I don't want to see him. I just don't.
Honestly, when he missed the post the other day, I wasn't even celebrating when he rounded the keeper because I knew what was going to happen. I
stood up and saw it. I sat back down and went, "That's Andrei Yarmolenko."
Honestly, I swear to God, if we got a yellow kit, all right, as our home kit, if we had a yellow kit, he would score every single week. If you put him in something that resembled a Ukraine shirt, he would score for us every single week.
Bang on, yeah. Rebecca says, yeah, it's our strongest team. I think Fabianski is going to be in goal. Vlasic won't start, I don't think. Question for you, Ed. The disabled team was actually a Leeds fan, I think. He says, Ed, are you worried about the under-23 players against physical players West Ham have after the Leeds under-23s game versus Crewe in the Papa John's Trophy?
No, I'm not worried at all. Cresswell is 19 years old, but he's 6'2". He's a very big and strong man for a 19-year-old. So I don't think he'll struggle with the physical battle at all. Really, not worried at all about that. It's more of a pace, really.
Yeah. Trev Hughes says, I'd love to see Ben Rama grab hold of this game. Well, he did last season at Ellen Road, Tom. Let's hope he can do it again.
Yeah. Hopefully, if we're in the black kit tomorrow, beware, because he loves it when we're playing the black kit. Ben Rama shows up every time.
He does. The name on Jake's shirt is his hero. Yeah, it's definitely not Andrei Yarmolenko. It never will be.
Mr. Cox, if you're in the chat, I think there's a Christmas present in there somewhere, a Yarmolenko shirt for Jake.
Dear me. Don't give him ideas. I'm very triggered anytime anyone mentions his name. Definitely. He is just not good. Exactly, Rebecca. Exactly. Right then, let's get on to predictions. Ed, I will come to you first. What's your prediction?
I'd take a point.
Heart, go with your head.
I'd take a point, definitely. I think Tom made a good point. If we go 1-0 up, I think with the crowd this season, I reckon we can make it very tough. Prediction, probably 2-2, maybe. Yeah, I'd take a draw. My head actually says probably 3-1 West Ham, but heart's going 2-2, which is weird because the heart should predict wins, but it isn't.
Tom, what are you going for?
I feel like we're all about to say the same scoreline because I've gone for 3-1 as well. It's like I said as well, and the only thing that worries me tomorrow is if they do go a goal up. Leeds throughout its history in the Premier League. Now that the fans are back, it's what always made it such a difficult place to go. And do we have the mental fortitude, so we say, to get back into the game? I do think that, but again, I think over the 90 minutes, even though Bielsa teams are very fit teams, I think we have enough that we can potentially come off the bench and rescue the game if we need be. So, but no, I'm gonna stick with my guns. I'm gonna say 3-1 West Ham.
Like it. Let's take some of your predictions in the chat. The disabled team 3-1 West Ham. Rebecca says 2-1 West Ham. Reckon we'll do it, but late second goal. 2-1. Gary says we are the club that keeps on giving, and they haven't won a game yet. I hope we break that tradition. Steve's going 3-0 to the Hammers. Although, Gary, I feel like West Ham and Leeds will win their first game. It's difficult, I think, because it's, Leeds are going to come at us. And I think, Tom, I don't know if you agree, I think if we get a goal in the first 20 minutes, we're going to score a couple more, I think. I've gone 3-2 West Ham. I've gone with Fremer and gone 3-2 to West Ham. But, we will see. Any final thoughts? Ed, will come to you first on Leeds, West Ham.
Yeah, it's all about who gets the first goal, really. Whoever gets the first goal, I think, might go on and win the game. It's going to be fascinating. The two games last season against West Ham were absolutely fascinating, because David Moyes, he sets his teams up really well. I'm really surprised with how good West Ham have been these past couple of seasons, really, under David Moyes.
Yeah,
Because I never really rated him. Never really rated Moyes, but no, he sets West Ham up really well. Well organised, well drilled side, and Bielsa obviously has his players well drilled in his tactics that he wants. So it's going to be a fascinating battle tomorrow, a fascinating game. Yeah, it's all about who scores first, but yeah, I mean, you're going to need good finishers because Elan Melier in goal, he's made the most saves out of any other goalkeeper in the Premier League this season. He's got to be world class.
That's never a good omen though, because those ones usually are the team that end up going down that have the most saves as a goalkeeper.
No, but in the top 5, you've got the likes of Edison at Man City, and
but they don't take as many shots on goal though.
Still made saves though. Still made saves. No, this. Listen, he's a fantastic goalkeeper, so he could pull us out of some danger if needed tomorrow. But yeah, I'm not too confident heading into tomorrow. I will take a draw, but I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah. Before we do come to Tom, what I would like to say, if you're watching this live now, drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel. Tom's back making content, so go and subscribe. There it is, just there. My microphone's in the way, but Athos32. Subscribe to our channel as well. All things Leeds on the socials, and do all that jazz there just underneath Ed. And if you'd like to become a channel member, you can for just £3 or £5 a month. It's up to you. Link is in the chat. All information is there. Final thoughts, Tom. It's with you. Finish it off.
Well, I was going to be positive, but then I'm thinking we've all bigged this game up, and then it's just probably going to be 0-0 tomorrow. Now we've bigged it up, and now it's probably going to finish 0-0. But no, it should be on paper a really, really good game, a ding dong battle, shall we say? And I think the good thing is that we score a lot of goals, but we can also concede a lot of goals. And so, whatever the weather, I hope tomorrow it should be a really good game. I'm sure David Moyes is going to get a nice reception for being former Man United manager in the Leeds.
No, you know what? I like him because he took a title-winning team and turned them into mid-table. So, I like him.
Yeah. So no, it on paper, like I said, it should be absolutely brilliant, and hopefully we get the result that we want, and Leeds. Unfortunately for me, Rebecca always takes the mick out because I actually do have a Leeds jacket in my wardrobe. I've done an Adam.
You wore it for the watch along, didn't you? You did it for a watch along.
Yeah. I've got the Leeds jacket in my wardrobe.
You haven't got anything half and half, have you?
No. But I have the ability to change allegiances depending on what the result is tomorrow. So I'm good, basically, is what I'm saying. Either way, but no, going to be a really good game. And yes, thanks for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. So it is Adam Frankel, but he's just
He's got an actual beard, and it's not a receding hairline. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. Well, let's take some comments before we go. Trev Tube says 3-0 to us. We are creating lots of chances, and with Antonio back, should put more away. Zuma is going to be key tomorrow as well. Zuma keeping it solid at the back too. Rebecca, I know who to blame if we lose. Rebecca reckons she's not a jinx. Well, hopefully not now. Hopefully not. Thank you very much. I said Tom and Ed for coming on, and from me and Tom, come on, you irons. Is there anything? Is there anything you do, Ed, in terms of Leeds? Is there anything at all, or is it just?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Oh no! Oh, sorry, no. Come on, your irons, not that one.
Come on, your irons. Yeah. I don't want to see that jacket coming out on.
Marching on together.
Someone click Tom doing this.
No, somebody will. Rebecca will for sure. Yeah. Tom, I don't want to see that Leeds jacket on Twitter tomorrow. I probably will in the end, but thank you very much. After you're the worst.
Yeah, unfortunately, she's actually got pictures of evidence of me in my Leeds jacket, which she has threatened to release to the public if I ever act up. So yeah.
I haven't mentioned the Leeds jacket, but no, I wanted to.
She also knows because I've got a picture of her in the Leeds jacket as well.
So the tables are turning now.
I've had to just lock away just for a rainy day if ever I need it.
Right. Well, we'll wait on Rebecca's response for that because the tables have just completely turned on Rebecca there. All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Drop a like on the. This hasn't happened.
Yes, it has. Don't lie.
There you go. Don't lie. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks very much, Ed and Tom. I will see you next time.